but
I mean, yeah,
Dude, the
for
Void
sure.
first pick, man. Like Void just seems like he's a crazy carry right now.
Overall first pick too, yeah.
He's just really good. He does a lot of damage. He has great team fight.
Yep.
Hard to beat in lane.
Is he a flex pick, or do you think it's just carry when you play?
I think it's all carry, and I think it's it goes to show how strong the hero is right now that you're willing to first pick it.
Yeah. 683 Magnus Lena first 2, and they're gonna do a Mag PA.
yeah, I like it a lot. It's one of the heroes that's best against Void because there's like 2 concepts of playing against it. You can avoid the chrono, or you can accept it, and I think that accepting it is the safer play. And PA, you're going to have 50% less physical damage taken because of your blur until the MKB is picked up. But Void, you need the farming item, you need a BKB at a point. It's tough to get MKB before 4th item. That's like usually so late. Like by that point, you'll have triple daggers up on PA. Like you're just so strong. You have a Ravage still.
Doesn't the kind of PA theoretically still die with I guess there's an arrow and some shadow poison. There's not that much damage coming in. I mean, I like this. We're getting some different stuff. You know, I felt like after the last series, I was saying, there's like we're in the H patch now. We've had some patches in CI. It still kind of feels like the same meta.
It is the same meta.
I mean, the overall playstyle's the same, but hero-wise, this is not necessarily what we're seeing.
I mean, remember when Mag PA was first 2'd, first major qualifiers last year? I think it was for Starlight, like for Chong King. The EU teams were literally first 2ing Mag PA. Every game was available, and they would win. It was unstoppable, and it's still pretty damn good, honestly. They just nerfed it in the early game.
OG were doing it TI.
So,
yeah. Void was kind of, I think, one of those heroes that had high win rate at TI, but wasn't like a every game kind of hero.
Yeah, I don't like it as a first pick, but as a hero concept, it's a TI hero. That's just how it goes. You have an AoE Chronosphere that can just win a game by itself. They have Viper.
Nice.
Viper. This is totally
Sick.
different.
Breaking the PA, breaking the
Oh, yeah.
tide,
Wow.
more damage to throw into the Void. Nice.
But where's the playmaking? I guess they have. No, I don't mind it actually. This is nice. They have dual roam.
They've got.
Viper can get an Atos, I imagine. I don't know if Atos is still the build. That item got nerfed quite a bit. Oh. What does 683 want last?
I'm so glad. If any of you guys are thinking about getting into casting, it's very important to win the silence on the broadcast so that you don't have to be the one that has to fill it. So if you'll notice for the rest of this cast, whenever things get quiet, gods will just speak up. Focus is back on the game.
Am I always the one who does it? Or do you
You are for this cast.
Kyle lost
Okay.
the game of silence chicken.
I don't lose anymore.
I never lose.
No.
I have a philosophy that Dota commentary should be a little bit more like golf.
Yeah.
Let's take some breaks.
Agreed.
I agree. I think during the draft, you can't have like a 10-second silence. That's weird.
I also think Gods feels more responsible for the broadcast.
Being
true.
on trial. We're on a BTS broadcast here, you know.
That's what I mean. That's why I won.
This is
I know.
a BTS pro. Like, no, I gotta keep this ship sailing.
Yeah. It's an easy way to test who cares the most on the cast, because they'll be the one refocusing, making me shut up as well. Like, hey, Kyle, whoa.
Yep.
As interesting it is to discuss faster than light travel, what do you think about that tiny last pick?
Back to the game. Yeah. I think they do not have a save against Void, which I don't. First overall pick Void, and it's like, do they really pick heroes good against Void?
Yeah. I mean, I think
The
Mag,
stuns?
Tide, Lena are all very good against it. And
Just with the fact you have control.
yeah, you have tons of control. You have damage reduction from the Tide, but you have tons of stuns. And
PA will be good.
Yeah, PA owns Void, especially once you get like Abyssal online. You can actually just kill him in a crit.
I don't know about the tiny Viper matchup.
Doesn't he remove Grow with his passive, or is that... Or
What?
sorry, doesn't he remove his Grow passive with Nether Toxin? I'm going to check. I'm pretty sure it does.
It'd be funny if he shrank down.
Shrank down. I was
I'm
like,
a tiny
Kyle, I
boy
don't think
now.
it works that way.
If they could
The
find
passive, I actually don't know.
they could find some way to reverse engineer it. That would sell. That'd be very effective. Nether toxin. I don't see where it would tell me that what it affects.
You should probably go to Tiny and
Yeah,
see
go
if
to
it's
Tiny.
go to Tiny and see if it's breakable.
Okay.
Not
I don't know of any passives that are not breakable.
There's some
There's
like
got to be some. Right?
reincarnation.
If
If
I
you
think
consider
that's
that
because
passive,
of death.
yeah. I don't know.
Death is
It's not on either. I don't know. Well,
Alright.
here's what you do, right? You ever heard the rule that the easiest way to get an answer on the internet is to be wrong, and someone will correct you?
yes.
Nether toxin doesn't break Tiny's ult. You heard it here.
I believe they call
Confirmed.
that the Kyle law.
It's not the name. But I see what you're doing there. You saw.
It
You
works on
slide
many
up.
levels. It works on many levels. Yeah, I like GODSENT's lineup. I think it's cool. I think it's got a lot of synergy. I'm a big fan of the Viper last pick. I think that actually dumpsters a lot of these heroes. You're gonna be able to break Tidehunter and put what's it called? His W, Soulcatcher on Tide, making him like a super squishy hero, making it that when he is, if he's caught inside a Chronosphere or if he's caught by like the call from the axe, they can actually blow him up and kill him potentially, which is usually an issue against Tidehunter.
Who's your team to watch out of curiosity in these quals? Because there's a lot of teams with potential, right? GODSENT's one.
Just
New
Europe,
Nip.
or
Yeah, just Europe. Because this qualifier is probably the most even, or at least the most unknown. So far, we've had a lot of 1-1 splits as well.
For me personally, I think Alliance is the most interesting squad. Again, because new captain, like some pretty good players on that team too. It's just a question
Yeah.
of whether or not they can come together and make it work.
Yeah.
That's mostly going to be on Fodder's shoulders, presumably.
They 2-0'd GODSENT already today in less than an hour, both games.
who did?
Alliance 2-0'd
Oh,
GODSENT.
Alliance
They
2-0,
opened
okay.
the stream with that. And
Nice.
it was 2 games of limp DP, which I'm glad someone's finally picking him because he's great at the hero, and for some reason, Complexity refused to pick it.
Yeah.
No fun.
I would say I really liked during the TI qualifiers Hippomaniacs, but they no longer have Saberlight,
Yeah.
who was one of their kind of stand-up players.
Yeah, we watched them in the NA or the ESL Hamburg qualifiers, and that was Lizard's big point as well, which was, will this team still be good without him? He moved to
Yeah.
Singularity as the
Were
off-laner
they
now.
any good in those qualifiers?
No, they were not.
Okay. Because that after TI qualifiers, I was like, man, I want to watch this team some more. Like they were fun to watch. They played like a team. They didn't really have a he was maybe the stand-up, but it didn't feel like they were a team that was reliant on a star play. It was very much like strategically they played well together. Nice arrow after the disruption, and this should be a kill. Shadow Demon Mirana, it's back.
It is.
4 years later. Well, Mirana's back playing a 4 position more than anything.
Don't you hate it when your passive proxy screws your CS?
Oh, and yeah, or any hero. Jug,
Any
Void,
hero,
whatever,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, this is not going to be fun. Tidehunter, like he's a farming offlaner. He needs space. And they're really addressing him right now. And Kezu's getting a lot of space. He doesn't care if he
Needs
dies
one
right
more
now.
spin.
Like,
He's going to die and get a kill on the way. He may live.
Gonna live, yeah, he will.
Let's go salve. I don't think he wants to waste the salve. He wants to make sure Lena doesn't cancel it.
Go
There we
cut
go.
the next wave.
He's going to have a double wave here. No shockwave. There's a skewer.
Gotta be
He's
careful
fine.
with
He's
it.
got the salve regen. Again, like Cap says, even if he dies here, it's not the end of the world. If he can get these creeps, he wants especially
Kill the
these
range creep. Make sure to kill the range creep.
No! No! They're all gonna get.
All right, Jesse just died to Tiny.
Yeah. Wait, what? Oof.
Viper.
Oh, that was a straight up
Viper
solo
dead.
kill. Was there any rotation? Doesn't
No.
look like it.
How is that? Who's the mid player
That's Wish
versus who?
Chessie.
versus Chassis.
Chessie's one of those typically very sound mid players. Like Hyman
Yeah.
Mar doesn't usually lanes quite well. I
Oh,
would
is he?
say. Isn't he?
Oh, I guess so. If-
Yeah, I mean, typically. You, jeez.
Damn.
I mean, he's like I would not consider his weakness as a mid the laning stage. You know, like Or do you think he is a guy that loses his lane? You seem to disagree. You're giving me the look like, are you fucking crazy right now?
Kyle
what
almost
do you
spit out
mean?
his tea.
I
don't know.
think that your opinion is very valid,
No,
and
no,
I think
you're-
it's a good one.
You're allowed to flame me, Kyle.
I'm not flaming. I just
We'll hire
it's
you
just
again for
interesting.
another event if you disagree. It's okay. I'll give you a minute to say whatever you like without jeopardizing your ability to be hired for the next BTS
Kyle,
event.
don't do it. It's a trick.
It is.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
I've fallen for this one before. My favorite, I can't
When was the
remember-
last time we had a Dota Summit, Kyle?
Dude, it took so long to make it to one. Do you remember we lost in the finals of 3 straight Dota Summit qualifiers? Like it took us. You know
Yeah,
what?
you
You know
guys
the
kept
first
being so
time we
close.
got here was when we had to flee the hurricane
Hurricane, yeah.
that was landing in Florida. We're like, we finally made it to the Summit House because you provided shelter where we could play Dota.
Yeah.
And then we won every game in the qualifier from the Summit House,
Nice.
went back to Florida, and did not win another game.
BTS boot camps. Wings Gaming before they went TI. Boot camp with BTS. Teams out there. We've
There
got
you
the
go.
lucky boot camp.
They boot camped with Digital Chaos,
Really?
right? Didn't they have Digital Chaos?
No, I don't think it was these. Maybe I can't recall. There was like 3 or 4 teams. They boot camped some teams who didn't do quite
Yeah.
as well. Fnatic that year who weren't that great.
Yeah.
Navi, I think we're here as well. But yeah.
More you know. There you have it, guys.
Yeah.
One to grow on.
It says, okay, apparently, yep, someone, thank you, for team, the Twitch. Many players have said that no, Tiny's ultimate is not broken.
Oh.
As we knew, of course, but we wanted to make sure we were right. But apparently they say it's on the tooltip, and it's not on the tooltip.
Yeah, maybe I hovered over and didn't. If I push Alt, no. What the hell is this? You get. What? You guys seeing that?
What?
When you hold Alt, this new thing here. What's this? Is this some Dota Plus thing?
Oh, yeah. Damage received.
Oh. That's like doesn't show up very well. Yeah.
It does say on the page it's not disabled by break.
Oh.
I'm just dumb.
No, Kyle. You're just doing your best.
You know, Kyle, honestly, it's impressive that you've gotten this far, being a man who can't read.
Hey, I can read. I read good. Okay?
You read the
I
best
know.
words.
I do.
The very best. Reading is perfect.
Do you guys like reading on Kindles? Because it would save
Yes.
me a lot of money and time, but I really like real books.
No,
I'm
you
the
I think
same.
it's because I stare at screens all the time.
it's the future, Kyle.
It
We
probably
fly
is the
enough
future.
that like having a real book is a big pain in the ass.
It is.
They're heavy. They take up a lot of space. Yeah. Wish he had the solo kill on Chessie. We'll hunt him down in the jungle and be forced to
job.
TP out.
Really nice job. He TPs half a second later. He actually dies there. As soon as he gets Viper Strike, he makes that wise decision. Did he go base or Shrine?
He went base.
Did the old double click TP.
The panic button.
Ah.
What are you learning now? You're learning what Twitch chat's thoughts on Chessie's laning stage
Well,
are?
I accidentally missed the lobby, so I only have Twitch chat. Because I can't read the net worth from here. But someone said
Further proof that Kyle is illiterate.
Can't read.
this guy wrote that the Chinese refer to brain fog or brain lag as Kai Lei, which I thought was really funny.
Kyle's like, it all makes sense now. I've been in a fog for years.
Well, every once in a while.
Kyle lives life, you know, at the end of the movie The Mist.
What? You're saying I kill everyone?
No, I'm just saying there's fog everywhere.
Oh.
You can't see anything.
That took a dark turn. I was like, where are we going with this? By the way, that movie, the book doesn't end that way. But
No.
Stephen King actually liked the movie's ending better.
And he's right too.
It is
That was
much
a
better.
Much better ending.
I mean, not for the family, but
Dude, that guy's written so many books in his lifetime. It's insane. I'm sure he's not even
Yes.
trying. Like, he probably can respect his books to me better because he just
Yeah.
turns them out so fast. He's not trying to write the perfect book when he writes a book.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Gus, that's what cocaine does for you. It makes you very prolific in whatever you do best.
Yeah, yeah. He's on like what book? I feel like 80 or 90 or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was
he's a
watching a talk show with him recently.
Very prolific writer.
Um,
Have any of you guys seen the second It movie, by the way?
No.
Okay.
There's that's who it is. Paul Erdos, right? There's this famous mathematician, and he was completely addicted to amphetamines. And one of his friends was like, you're an addict. You got to stop. It's not good for you. So he quits cold turkey for a month, and he says, "Okay, congratulations. You've set the field of mathematics back by a month."
There you go.
That's a quote right there. Don't do drugs at home,
Yeah.
kids, unless they're prescribed by a doctor. And even then, you probably still shouldn't. You should be careful. What?
Don't trust your doctors, people. Don't trust them. Those
We're
doctors.
just fulfilling all the Kikona memes right now. You know what? Doctor said.
Vaccination? No, don't trust. No
whoa,
trusty.
Whoa, vaccination.
But I went to a naturopath, and she said to rub the mushrooms on the growth and it'll go away.
Look, opioid epidemic is a big problem, Cap.
Kezu's in trouble.
He's he's in trouble. He's done so. Let's say this game pretty even right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, let me look over on your screen, gods.
Some classic Viper comeback action where he's top
In
CS
jungle.
now because he's farms jungle so quickly.
Why wasn't that hero picked, man? I still think Viper's insane. You farm jungle so fast. Same with Razor, actually. I think that hero's underpicked. You just got to play it in a different style. I actually think this same way people play Viper, you could play the Razor because you farm equally fast with your max passive.
Yeah. Your ultimate too is really good for
Oh yeah.
through that as well.
EGM, 3 heroes rotate. He gets away. I mean, a lot of CS, but net worth-wise, isn't still crushing it by any means.
No.
It will be this kind of mid that doesn't get actively involved, is going to farm up a mech. I feel like a lot of teams are looking for more active mid laners typically. Like the Tiny of 683 is going to come online a lot faster.
And that's where Kezu should jump in, but he's not going the typical Axe build of late. He's going the old one, which is the Vanguard. But a lot of Axes go Phase, Bracer, into Blink. Because the combination of Phase and Bracer just kind of makes it's like a poor man's Vanguard for you at that point. It gives you enough tankiness to go around getting kills without suiciding all the time. But Kezu's saying he wants to be a little bit more farmy on his Axe. It's going to slow down his Blink Dagger timing quite a bit. Which in turn may slow down his Blade Mail. Or it could speed it up, one or the other.
I gotta favor Radiant still. I don't. It just doesn't matter to me how farmed the Void gets because you have a mag with this PA, so he doesn't have to go to the Battle Fury. You hit a Deso timing, maybe a BKB after, and it's why OG can first to this combo. Like your power level is just not balanced.
What do you think about the fact they don't have a save mechanism for the PA against Axe?
That could be that is the X factor because especially if he gets a Blade Mail early, you will kill the PA, and it's also a BKB piercing disable, which is big. Then you got the defensive disrupt, you've got the purge from the ult of the SD, you've got the chrono still, and you need a BKB as PA to even enter a fight against Viper. All right, because if you get sent in Nether Toxin, your hero is worthless. You have no coup de grace, you have no blur.
Arrow pulls up Disruption. They're going to catch the Magnus down bottom. Just trying to get some farm. So, not the biggest of kills. It is near a tower, so they're going to try and pressure this tier 1, it looks like. Kezu wants gold towards that Blink Dagger, for sure.
GODSENT's just got this sort of setup where they've got 3 cores that are all a little hard to pressure in some ways, and then they've got this support duo that's just running around the map.
It's the SD Morano way.
Yeah.
Moonlight Shadow from Dire. They're kind of defensive, it looks like, as they were pretty deep in the enemy jungle, but they're also going to look to maybe step and kill this Lina here. Disruption. Can step an arrow from EGM. Should be able to get this kill with the Starstorm, and they'll find a pick, get out of there. They've got a nice deep ward down as well, so good. Aggressive moves coming out.
He's going to get a fast Aghanim Scepter. This has become a big trend for so many forward positions, is just the the rush into whatever their Ags is. Murata, these Zeuses.
There's the
Very
break. Arrow's going to land as well, so he's stuck in that break, and GODSENT make a couple good back-to-back plays. So
They needed that as well. You got to play around your Viper. You're good that Chessie rotates down. They take a tower. He's got the mech. He went the tank build too with the max corrosive.
he's can be that frontliner, that thick boy.
They're also going to have, at some point, to your point, Kyle, going into late game, they're going to have Aghanim's Empowered Tiny with the tree toss.
Ooh.
So that is adding to the point that GODSENT really need to get into their certain core items and hit a really good timing.
Yeah. I agree, actually. Thinking about it, GODSENT do have the tools to answer this lineup, but it's just if the game goes late enough, you know, level 20, level 25 PA, suddenly Satanic, BK, all these items, that's when things get really dicey. But
and that's where
walk down lanes
kind of respect Kezu's, like, I wouldn't have gone it, but I kind of respect this Vanguard, which is saying we're taking a little bit of slower timing, but we're going to make sure we're super strong going into the mid-game.
Well, here comes a Ravage from Toby. RP going to fall up. Only catches 2, but it will be enough to kill the Viper. The Chrono comes.
What a Chrono.
Yeah, catches that absolutely everyone almost on the 683 side.
Nice
This going to be a
call,
Kezu call. Looking for that dunk. Will find it. Finds a second as well. Kezu with the double kill. Wish is still trying to go in and get some more kills with that final toss, but he's left his mates to die.
Hell of a team fight there. Really well played.
That was sick by Kezu to stop cancel his first Culling Blade. Yeah. Because he would have missed it. And then he would have missed the second kill as a result as well. Like that kind of to make that kind of call under the pressure. I always respect players for that.
And that's, I feel like, a fight where Kezu's item build also really pans out. Like, yeah, he doesn't have this instant blink called catch, but because he's so tanky, him and the Viper both, like, you don't want to go in either of them. They're just standing there, and you're like, well, we're going to go in and Ravage, but you have to commit so many spells and so much damage to actually bring him down.
And they went about as well as you can expect from Radiant. Like, there wasn't a good Shadow Demon save. They got a really good RP off of the Ravage. That was like a pretty reasonable execution.
Yep. Bounty Rune's coming up, and they're smoking to try and contest this, but Moonlight Shadow was used, and GODSENT could turn this. They're going to go for the Magnus, who does skewer away from the poison. Arrow not going to land. Slightly mistimed as Wish goes blinking in. Has the mech, though, and he's just thrown away his whole toolkit for absolutely nothing there. He's going to pay the price, perhaps, with Elena LSA from the high ground. He is okay, and nobody ends up dying. Both teams up top for those bounty runes.
GODSENT got 3 bounties off of that. They're going to get 4, actually, because the last one's on their side of the map. So that works out much better for GODSENT, even though nobody died. EGM gets picked by Wish.
This is looking really good for GODSENT. I'm actually a bit worried about the Viper. I love the hero. I like the build. But you die a couple times, like you just fall off super hard. And Kezu went that same build where this is going to be a dead tide. Nah, he's going to live. But like I like the Vanguard for the reasons you brought up, Cap. The way he's playing this game is just a front line, but it's all defensive. So GODSENT, if they lose one fight, they're not going to scale and accelerate like this mag lineup will.
Yeah. No, they definitely cannot afford to lose a fight in the next like 5, 8 minutes, whatever it takes for Kezu to get Blink and Blade Mail.
Kezu doesn't have Mana for Laguna Blade, so he might actually be okay here. Skewer forward, RP just on one. Another LSA might follow this one up, but there is a defensive disruption, and looks like GODSENT going to go charging, leaping forward as EGM. They should be able to at least kill off Forcer here on the Lena, but they want more. They don't want just the one kill. Should perhaps be the Magnus they're going to catch there. Yeah, Kezu gets the call, has the mech kill from Chessie as well to just make sure he's okay, and 2 hero kills as they also defend their tower.
Yeah. Late game, though. Telling you, Tiny with that Empower, PA with Empower. Once he gets that Ags up, to your point, Cap. I like this build, just the regular Mask of Death. You want lifesteal on PA when you have this much damage, and at some point you can say, "Oh, whoa!" Oh my God, the bashes.
With the Maelstrom, he's got some partial True Strike at least, and Arrow going to follow up. Toby, I don't know if he was actually going to go for that Ravage.
Good thing he died there, because that would have been a sad tale if you use the Ravage.
Yes.
GODSENT's going to run you over even more.
Getting down deep wards now. They're taking tier 1 towers. GODSENT doing what they need to, considering they aren't a team that wants to go late game with Viper, with Axe. And they have a scaling 4 position. They're going to see an Axe on Miranda. But even that is like, it hits this mid-game timing where it's pretty scary. You've got a lot of magic damage, but that doesn't scale into the late game as well.
I think what's really nice for them is that Kezu wants to be able to play off map as soon as he gets his Blink Dagger, and that's going to be well timed with EGM getting his Aghanim Scepter. That once you get it on Mirana, you just like one-shot
Push
waves
every
all
wave,
over
yeah.
the map. Yeah.
It's another 4 position that just goes Ags.
Yeah.
One of the cooler changes that I appreciated from the last patch with every hero now having an Ags.
Yep.
And to your point, I think it's telling, like, because 4 position's kind of any hero. You can really make anything a 4, as long as you're not completely garbage in lane. And a lot of them just become real heroes as a 4 position. I'm surprised we don't see, like, Morphling support, as an example. Because maybe it's not a great game for it as a core, but there's never a bad game for an Ags Shaker morph.
Yeah.
Like, or rather, Ags morph with Shaker in the game.
Uh-oh. PA getting jumped on by the call. Damage to follow up. The RP used defensively to try to save Zip Zap, but he gets disrupted and blink away, but he's still going to go down. GODSENT just running over them now, and here comes Void. No Chronosphere, but there's going to be another call coming out from Kezu. Retaliation from Wish onto the high ground. The mech keeping EGM alive a little bit longer, but he will still go down there, but it doesn't look pretty for Radiant as Kezu's going to get one more. They're chasing in. They've got Disruption as well. Shibi going to change targets, finds Wish. The bigger kill. 3 for 1. They only lose the support Mirana. GODSENT looking really good right now.
Doing it in style.
Well, they got, what, 2-0 early today by Alliance, you said, and they're just playing some better. What are you
This is
doing
how
watching
you know.
Febby stream? I look over and I'm like, why the hell is Febby on Kyle's computer?
He's just eating noodles. I
Dude,
can't get enough of this guy.
Febby, by the way, is a grinder as
Yes.
a streamer. Holy
Yes.
crap, that guy puts out so much. Like, it's pretty good content, too, but he's always streaming.
Yes. Dude, at TI, Febby, I think, was probably, yeah, he was the hardest working person at TI. Like, for every single panel, he had notes.
Yeah.
He knew what was up with the history. He knew what their drafting patterns were from, like, the qualifiers. It was insane.
And it was like doing the right kind of work too. Like before, like an hour before we go live, he was like sharing his notes with me, saying like,
Yeah.
telling me what he wanted to talk about because I was like hosting the
Yeah,
draft
yeah.
panel we're on. So he wanted to like go over it so that I was on the same page. And I was like, holy shit, dude, I don't do prep work. What is
Yeah.
this? Come on, Febby, you told me you're gonna work.
Parker's been phoning it in since, like, TI 5. he's still at every
Oh,
event.
actually, no, Valve's not awake yet. We're good. We're joking. We're joking, Ice Frog. Bruno, whoever's listening, it's all a joke.
Yeah. Very prepared. Very, very dedicated. How much Dota have you played recently, Parker?
Played some. Waiting for the new patch, man. I'm super hyped for what's it called? Pathfinder, Outlanders, and Snapfire or
Yeah.
Snapdragons, whatever her name is.
Snapfire.
You're
Snapfire,
right.
yeah.
Who's the other one?
Void Spirit. Yeah.
That's an easy
Oh,
one.
yeah, duh.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Outlanders. You know, been picking up some Underlords as well. That's a wonderful, fantastic game that I've been really enjoying.
You're not a fan of Artifact anymore?
I don't play much.
What's
Artifact. What's that?
I only know the very successful Underlords game.
Oh, Keizu, nice trick on the arrow.
Zip Zap's being called in with 2. They lost Magnus as well. And they lost Roche. Triple kill for Kezu. Kezu's playing a sick axe right now.
Yeah, he is. And the build is paying dividends, too. I actually think that this is something we should see more of, where offlaners, you still get the blink at a point, but just like having Vanguard, Buckler, Bracer, you are not a target. So you can then position yourself. It's the word we talk. He's a thick boy now. He's the bruiser. He's the frontliner that you need to get through if you want to actually get onto the back line. And it's not possible. If you're waiting to blink in and initiate, not only are you squishy and potentially you're going to get picked off, but now someone else has to be that distraction, like, I don't know, the turtle, like, in the middle that everyone sees, and then they try to kick it.
Yep.
What?
I just said, yep, I did. I actually stopped listening 20 seconds
What's
ago.
wrong with you two kicking turtles? What the hell?
Did you see I don't know. It was on the internet. They found this
No, I
massive
don't
turtle.
watch
It was huge.
dogfighting or whatever else you watch,
Hang on.
Kyle. Turtle kicker.
This. Hang on. It's not a kitty. It's just a huge turtle. Look at this thing. We're going to need to pull this up on stream later so everyone can see it, okay?
I mean,
It's
they're
a big turtle.
Yeah. Did you not know that they're like big human-sized turtles?
That's like human size,
That's
dude. That's
bigger.
like
Yeah, yeah.
2,000 pounds.
It's definitely pretty big.
Kyle talks about God's phoning it in.
I know.
2 minutes later, Kyle talks about turtle kicking and God's like, yeah.
I don't have to worry.
Well, it's because did you
TI-10, I'll see you there, guys. If this is my competition.
did you know that reptiles never stop growing?
Uh-huh.
Like they get old
Uh-huh.
and then they slow down their growth.
Yeah.
But in theory, if you had this like old ass alligator,
Mhm.
it would be massive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the theory behind like dinosaurs, right? In fact, better atmosphere, they live longer, so they just got huge. Which is probably wrong, but I'm sure there's no paleontologists tuning in.
There's people who know how to use the internet and Google, though, tuning in
Yeah, which is
So.
about the same thing.
these days.
I actually wanted to be a paleontologist when I was a kid.
Yeah, you watched Jurassic Park too?
No, when I was really little, because all my I had a bunch of dinosaur books. I don't know. I just really like dinosaurs.
Same.
I used to.
What's your favorite dinosaur? We've had this discussion, actually. One too many broadcasts together.
And it is Deinonychus, which is what the velociraptors in Jurassic Park were really based on, because it had the big killing claw, but it was like 6 feet tall. Velociraptors were only like 3.5 feet tall, which in European is about 1 meter, maybe 1.2 meters. Nothing.
Mine was the
you're looking for-
Ankylosaurus.
Oh,
I had to look it up.
Really?
And I remember we had this conversation because I had to look it up just like now, and I said it, and you knew what it was.
I did. I still
And
do.
I was like, that's
It's got
how
the
I
big
know
the
he
club
really likes
tail.
it. Yeah.
It was like a turtle of sorts, actually.
Yeah.
So why are you flaming me? You obviously like turtle-like creatures. What's
Oh,
wrong with my turtle?
You said something about kicking turtles.
I didn't say kick it. I said they were. If you had let's say a big ass turtle's in the road, right? How are you going to drive through it? That's the exact problem that 683 is facing, because Axe is that giant. We'll call it a rhinoceros. You cannot get past him. You can't stop the void either with that BKB.
Yep, he's got 8
He did.
BKB. Not the Corona who was looking for, but hey, you kill the PA.
Yeah.
It's good enough.
I was totally wrong about this draft, because of course you have Viper Void. You actually can't lose fights. You have an Axe to counter initiate and a save. Like, team fighting for this lineup is so easy.
The one thing I really don't like is that, especially once like the start of the laning phase, and I see this Tidehunter like die twice in the first like 2 minutes. That's a farming offlane. Then you have PA Mag.
Yeah.
That's a farming duo. Like
That's
PA
true.
needs a lot of farm, right? And then you've got this Tiny who has to do it all by himself because he doesn't have a support duo that is actually going to run around and do things, right? You've got Mag Lena.
Yeah.
That's not going to kill things like the Shadow Demon Mirana does, right?
Yep.
So you've got GODSENT with Shadow Demon Mirana, Axe, the Void's going to come online, and Chronosphere someone every once in a while. You've got this Viper. It's just like a really hard timing at like 15, 20 minutes.
I agree with everything that he said,
As do I.
which should really make you question your opinions.
I mean, GODSENT walk in, take a Rax, and are in pretty much cruise control now, taking Shrines, 20k gold lead. Not much in their way of this win, really,
No.
at this point.
I really like the build, too, just getting a BKB stat on the Void. Because if you just Chrono and the Nether Toxin goes down, the hero's dead. You just need to make sure you get it off, no problems.
Well, smoke up to get out of their base. They're trying to play around this ward, hoping GODSENT comes their way, but GODSENT's completely backed off. I think they're just trying to buy their next items because they just got so much gold from Racks and Shrines. And EGM may be the one to get caught here, but that's sometimes his job. Push out a lane, die in the process, catch a smoke gank. You're not too fussed.
Are you a fan, Kyle, of the strength time walk talent that everyone's going for now?
For on Void.
On Void.
I think it's too valuable. I used to be a huge proponent of Oh, hold up, hang on. He's dead. Damage talents are often the most value in Dota because of just how expensive it is to get damage on your hero and how it helps every single hero farm faster. But when it's 12 strength, like it's so much health, in your Void, it makes more sense because, you know, it's tough. You don't itemize for HP on Void. There's no items you buy that give you HP other than your BKB. So it makes a lot of sense on that hero specifically. Same with Quap, because you want to be able to itemize for damage aggressively, and then you kind of cover it with the talent.
Some pickoffs on these supports who are trying to push out some lanes.
And then it synergizes so well, right? Like the added strength gives you the survivability to survive through the nukes. The time walk is off cooldown more often. Then you get the time walk range as well. Like this Void just becomes so hard to kill late game.
And
you get to 25% backtrack, which makes
yeah.
then the everything we just talked about more effective as well.
And then Satanic after this MKB that he's just completed.
I mean, yeah, you guys were talking about how they picked pretty good heroes versus Void with all these stuns, and that's where you need just health to survive through those stuns.
Yeah.
And it's honestly not that much damage. Plus 15 damage. The plus 70 time lock, you hear plus 70, but at 24%, it only ends up really working to like plus 20 or so damage.
But you get double bash damage in Chrono.
You still have that, right?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I was like, I don't think that actually is still there.
Well, they changed it so that now it's like an extra attack.
Yeah, you get
so that can bash. So they got away with double damage Chrono.
Yeah, so it's more than just the fact you can get more bashes means it's slightly more damage nowadays.
Which was always hidden in the tooltip, if I'm not mistaken. Did you see that clip someone posted on Reddit of a bash, like literally one bash bashed 5 times and he just died? It was great.
Yeah, that can happen.
Twitch just caught up. There's a lot of paleontologists in chat. A lot of people with those archaeology degrees tuning in early in the morning.
Man, it's these liberal arts majors. They got a lot of spare time on their hands to watch Dota streams.
Who would die first if we all were in Jurassic Park? As a group of the talent, right? Who's going down first? I think it'd be Owen. Like, it's all right. we gotta get a fire. Hey guys, where we go? Yeah, let's get some water from the stream right over there. I can't do his act.
Owen playing Dota. He's literally just this nonstop. Can we go in? Can we go?
Yeah.
Can we go in? Can we fight? Can we go?
Or
can we
go in, and when he's not even there, like that's the one that triggers me the most is, go in, I'm coming, and like I'm like going now, and I'm like, okay, I go in, use my spells, and I'm like, wait, and I look where his hero is, I'm just like, what the fuck?
He doesn't even have to. TP's on the courier. He sent it out from base when he said go in.
Like he's walking, he's on his way like 2K range away. Like my hero is already dead, and he's like he can't even go in and do anything. It's like.
So yes, Owen would definitely die first. Can we go in?
Or he would try to convince others to go die first.
This one's in the books, right? Do we need to talk about this game? It feels pretty over.
Yeah, I think they were just waiting, next Roche? They already got... No, they got second Roche? Oh, they're not waiting next Roche, I guess. They're just going anyway.
I mean, it's just like we said, right? This dire lineup, clearly superior. The Mag PA, just not enough time to come online. Really well done by GODSENT.
You know, whenever Kyle starts that sentence, I never know if he's being, like, intentionally funny or not, you know? Because Kyle does that so often where it's like, it's just like we said. And then, like, he'll point to, like, some specific point, but if he's clowning on himself, he does it's just like we said, and then, you know, does the hard, you know, GODSENT clearly best, etc.
There is a Void. I'm allowed to backtrack in a game with Void, okay?
He doesn't have level 25 yet.
Oh, they catch the mag. That takes away the RP if they can kill him. There is a Ravage as well. Tide is going to get caught in the Chronosphere. Great 3-man Chronosphere. Tide needs to Ravage, but he also can't really Ravage against these BKBs. 1 or 2 more right clicks. He's going to get brought down. Throws the Ravage, but it doesn't do a whole lot. Nice RP, though, but they've just lost all that. They have no damage, really. PA being dead, buys back, but doesn't even have Empower at this point. We'll get 1 kill in Marana before going down, and they're, as you say, it's pretty much done and dusted at this point. Buybacks coming in. They're going for a last hurrah. Charlie does not have Aegis here. They mix. No disruption. It was on cooldown. Kezugo's blinking in. The Call is there to kill
Give
the
him
PA.
the rampage.
Yep.
Give him the
One more.
rampage.
One more.
Kezu. There we go.
Rampage.
Double rampage. Double rampage. Kezu, where you at? Where you at, Kezu? In the fountain. Doesn't have mana.
He doesn't have the mana. No.
There we go. GG. GODSENT. Much needed win. You said they got 2-0 early today, so
They did.
got to get them W's.
I really think it's just still the patch is the same as we talked about. A couple minor tweaks, but drafting is still more important now than it ever has been. And I guess timing. It's not the draft. It's like the overall strategy, because sometimes you'll see great lineups. You're like, oh wait, you're actually just crushed in lanes, or you can't kill towers, or you're falling off in the late game. But when you hit a timing like GODSENT did with this lineup, you're gonna look good. They got DP. I think that Alliance just caught them off guard with the draft earlier. We didn't, of course, see that on stream, but it happened. I promise.
Yeah, well, first pick, Void. Kezu Axe. Kezu kind of looked like the stand-up player in this game almost. He was fantastic.
Not surprised, though. He's been consistent. Like, he's not really made the jump to, like, Tier 1 S talent, but he's consistently, like, he's a B. He's a B+, you know? Yeah. He's never going to give you, like, a terrible performance. I think his weaknesses are more game knowledge. There were a couple games in the, it was at TI, where he doesn't know where to play on the map sometimes. That was his big weakness in Han as well, where he'll not know that it's okay to stay in the off lane, maybe die a couple times, but that's where he needs to apply pressure. But when he's on a hero he understands and he gets a start like that, he always looks really good.
I think he played on Secret for a while. I think his hero pool, like, he has really good knowledge on maybe some heroes, but when he's on something kind of uncomfortable, it's very obvious.
Yeah.
Whereas I think some other players are better at hiding when they're on a hero that's not their comfort hero.
Yeah, it just comes with experience. Like, you think a lot of the players, like, you play with Puppy, you know, this guy's been around for 15 years. So any off-lane combo or solo, whatever, he knows how it should function. You can ask him, he'll tell you. But if you don't have that person ask for guidance, it's more difficult.
Well, we got a game 2. 6-8-3. I think they're an open qualifier team, I got to imagine.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
They are. Okay. Whereas GODSENT were a direct invite?
Correct.
Okay.
I still cannot believe Europe has 2 spots and NA has 3. They had 3 out of the top 4 teams at TI, and everyone in here was like, "Oh, finally, we're gonna get a chance to go to the majors."
Those 3 teams aren't playing. And not a single one of those 3 teams. Where are the other European teams at TI finish?
Last.
17th, 18th, and 13th through 16th.
Fine. You're right.
They're good. Like, Europe has some great teams, but it's not like, I don't know which regions deserve 3 slots, but I wouldn't just be like, oh yeah, for sure, Europe. I think it would have been cool if the minor had maybe another slot and you took away, I don't know, like SCA getting 3, I think was the weirdest to me. I'm a fucking SCA fanboy most of the time. And I'm just
That's
like, what? SCA got 3? Sick. Well, we get to see some new faces, like a Geek Fam or...
Yeah. I can see it with SEA, though, just because, there's Fnatic, there's TNC. It's the same concept, I guess, with NA getting 3, where you had 2 teams that, like, you've got to assume with everyone on break, like, are in that upper echelon. The Quincy crew and EG. You're like, all right, these got the names. I feel like the slot distribution is something to do with, like, TI placement, in a way. Yeah. So you're like, okay, well, these teams are gone. So who are our best teams based on name recognition, past success at majors, at TI? And then you start to get it because you have 2 auto invites in both of these regions, and then maybe that 3rd spot deserves.
I think CIS could have had 3 slots because you got.
I don't know, man.
VP, I guess new VP's like pseudo. I mean, they have a roster, but it's like they have trial players. But like Navi, Gambit, VP, to me that's like a strong trio of teams at a major.
I'm biased, I think, because I watched I cast the CIS Hamburg qualifiers with Lizard, and I was not impressed. However, that was a tournament without VP and without Navi, and it was just because Gambit destroyed everyone, sure, but that's because VP and Navi weren't there. So I actually would agree. I think I would put those 3 teams in the top of this major, top 10, actually, of the scene, at least I think top 16. I think we'll see 3 of them do well this year. But we should take a break right before we get into the next game. We need to make God's money. So we're gonna do that.
We'll see you guys soon.